Okay guys, this is Urban Ranger out in the sticks. Just did a demo on the Biolite stove and how to melt a bottle of frozen water and make it drinkable. So hopefully you guys like the video and can definitely use that technique, maybe improve upon it or come up with a better idea. But like I said, if you in a situation where you either come across water or bottles of water that are frozen because of the cold environment, as you can see it's snowing out here, awesome, or if you're like me and you keep bottles of water in your car for emergencies, summer and winter, and they happen to freeze in the winter, this is a viable way to get liquid water so that you can use it for self-rescue, for drinking, or whatever situation you may need. Again, thanks for tuning in, as they say, and remember to always be a master of your environment by rating and subscribing. Shameless promotion. Alright, out gathering some wood for the fire. This would be a lot easier if I had some kind of contraption to hold the wood I'm gathering, but this will do. Got a bundle of sticks. Not making a roaring flame per se. I'm actually using a Biolite Campstove 2. As I said, I have not been able to use it yet. Haven't had the chance. This gives me the chance. Of course, say if this piece of kit were to fail, I do have 3 other fire options. One among those being a primitive fire. In any event, I'm going to begin to process this stuff and get going. Stay tuned. All right. Well, as you can no doubt see, it's beginning to snow, so I'm going to have to work fast. I need a new bag. Alright. Vaseline soaked cotton ball. I'm going to spread these out. Handy dandy lighter. Get that down in there. Let that begin to do its thing and get this wood caught on. So what we're gonna do now is, got a little fire going in there, a little ignition. I'm gonna hit the fan, hit the power button, turn the fan on. I'm gonna hit it twice. That's gonna turn the fan on low. I'm gonna leave that on low because I don't want to put it on any higher and risk burning my flame out. I mean blowing my flame out. A little zoom in action going here. I'm gonna check on that flame. See what's happening down in there. Alright, okay. Well, we have some adjusting to do. Like I said, I've never had too much luck so far with this camp stove, so bear with me. Okay, it got hot enough. Fan just kicked on, so that means it's going to start consuming this fuel that's in here. So I'm going to feed it a little, give it some more. Now you're not supposed to have the fuel sticking out like this, but since we're pressed for time and I have to show you this technique, This is how we're gonna do it. By the way, needless to say, and you'll see, you get a chance to check out the review, is that the heat coming from the chamber will eventually recharge the battery that's in the Biolite unit. Actually, what I could do is I could make a shelter and use this to bounce the heat back down on me. I have to try that out one day. Okay, we should be getting some embers soon. I'm gonna crank the fan up a little bit. Try to get the fire nice and hot. Starting to come down now. To give you guys a view. Not of that. I don't know if you can see the snow that we're getting. Well, it's not really, it's snow. It's snow for sure. You know, I wouldn't call it anything else. It's, you know, it's getting on my gloves. I don't know if you can see. Oh, there it is. Yeah, you see it's all on the gloves. Yeah. Alright, let's check back with this heat. The fire. Let's see what's going on with that. Still putting a little fuel in there. Keep this chamber nice and hot. Nothing yet. Well, I got some good stuff at the bottom. It's just it's so dry. Okay, I've got the fan up as high as possible. See if we can get a nice hot flame. We got great embers down in here. Great embers. Well, this is just soggy wet. It's just soggy wet. Alright, got a lot of smoke, but alright. Patience is about run out with this thing, guys. Okay, well, no, we got looking good. I'm gonna bring into play my reliable stove. I'll let this continue to do whatever it's doing. I'm gonna bring into play the old reliable Snow Peak Gigapower 2. I'm gonna bring that into play. What I can do is, no, they'll just smother it. It's gonna need oxygen and stuff, so I'm gonna put this on top. But in any event, what we'll do is, I'll grab it by its legs because the chamber's nice and hot. So we'll let that do what it does. I'll give you guys an update as we go along. So while that's going, full blast, full tilt. Like I said, I'll break out the Giga Peak. and we'll go from there. And the wind just shifted. Now, I always forget this bit. Some threads. All right. Now, got my pot. Bottle of water. Frozen water, frozen solid. Had this in the freezer for years, just to do this video. Okay, let me line my shot up, and all right, we're looking good. So while the Biolite's going in the background, we'll begin to do this. So of course, I got my trusty car reflector that reflects the heat off the car to keep the car from getting too hot on the inside when you go back to it. So what we're gonna do is, what we're gonna be doing is quite simple. You need to thaw this water. You can't thaw it in a plastic bottle. So I'm gonna turn my stove on. I'm gonna slice the bottom half of the plastic off, put the ice in here, and let it melt down. Okay, that way you'll get some water. Now of course the bottle will be useless and ruined, but hopefully you'll have alternative water carrying methods, like I have here. This metal case, metal bottle that I'll be showcasing one of these days. I'll be demoing that. But here's the technique. I've got my multi-tool, the Gerber suspension. The reason why I'm using this is a very fine edge blade, other than my regular fold out pocket knife. So with this, I'm gonna go about not quite half, maybe 3/4 of the way down. Okay, and I'm gonna just carefully, very carefully. In fact, I would recommend getting a good grip on it, choke down on it. Just want to make a slice right into the plastic. Oop, I lost my place. A slice right into the plastic. You're gonna make it very carefully. Then you're gonna just take it around very carefully. Doesn't have to be perfect. Might want to wear gloves for this bit. Very carefully around. I have bad hands, guys, so bear with me. Okay, very carefully around till you meet the other incision. And we're just gonna pull it right off. Now I gotta use my gloves because it's cold and my hands are bad, so all right, here we go. So you're in there, just gonna cut it right off, get it right off that ice. Okay, very carefully. Now remember, you had to abandon whatever shelter you were using. I mean, not shelter, but whatever situation you were in. Like I said, you're in your car. That's the scenario. You had water in your car in your bug out kit. You keep bottles of water instead of what's in my pocket? Instead of bags of water, and it froze. Now the disadvantage that I have, as I said, this has been in my freezer for 3 years, as I was intending on doing this video a couple years ago, a few years ago. But in any event, here we are. So, boom, getting this off piece by piece. I went around the perimeter of the bottle, but it's so frozen that I'm gonna have to go around to the bottom of it. It's beginning to thaw, which is awesome. There was some liquid in there, and yeah, just peel it right on off. Okay, just peeling it off. Do this on camera, and hopefully, yeah, it should be on camera. So, all right, well, there we go. All right, so you notice that not as easy as I'm making it look. So when you try this, don't get discouraged. Everything is easy to Urban Ranger. Teasing and teasing. Okay, so you want to make sure all the plastic comes off, guys. You don't want to melt any of this plastic, any of it. So of course, if you just had a bottle of water sitting in your car overnight, it's 20 degrees, it wouldn't be this difficult. But hey, I want to simulate the worst possible condition. You know, I guess I live somewhere cold, and always, of course, cut away from you. Don't cut into your body, as comfortable as that feels. I learned that the hard way as a kid, let me tell you. All right. So, okay, we got the bottom portion off. All the plastic, where is it? Plastic's completely off. Got a little bit on there. So what I'm gonna do is put it in here. Let's get this going. Okay, that's overheated. Okay, I've got fire going. It's melting. I can hear it sizzling. It's melting it down. So that's going to get us our water. So I'm just going to kind of hold it steady. And of course, because of the temperature, my isobutane mix is not kicking out, but it's doing the job. It's hot, you know, but it's not giving me a raging fire like I want. You want to be careful with the if you have any plastic shavings on this like I do. Okay, so you know, as you go along, you can just take these off, you know, as you go. So yeah, it feels like it's ready to come out of the bottle, out of the whole thing. So I literally could boil this whole popsicle down in there, you know. And you just kind of want to hold it so that the plastic doesn't, you know, reach the edge. Maybe even take the top off. You can push it through. See? There you go. You want to hold this steady, don't want to lose anything. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Now, if you needed a container for your water, screw the top back on, you can use the bottom of it. Like I said, I have a steel bottle here with a separate container. Didn't pour any water in. You saw it, you know. But that's how I deal with having a bottle of water in a car that froze. Now, of course, it's not advisable to drink water bottles if they've been in the car all summer, and some of the plastic could melt and leach into the water, as well as some of the plastic can freeze on a microscopic level and get into the water. I've heard stories, but you know, you're in a survival situation, you know, you do what you do, you need hydration, so or water to make food. Besides, you can always filter the water if you feel it's contaminated with plastic on that level. You can always add a second thing to it to filter it. All right, I'm still just kind of holding it. All right, boom. And there she goes. Got a water container. I could clean those edges off and just use it as a bit of a cup if I needed to, which I don't. So I'm gonna pack all the plastics in here. Pack this out. Let me check my fire. Yep. There we go. Making sure that it's putting out. This disappointment is just not doing it for me. You know, this is my third attempt to use this Biolite. They do have pellets. Second attempt, I should say. They do have pellets that I can use that you can burn wood chips at REI. I'm going to go there and pick some up. They're made by the company itself, Biolite, and I'm going to give those a try to see if I can get this going, because I've just not had success with it. But to be fair, it's always been in adverse conditions like this. But while I like the fact that you can recharge your devices with it, it doesn't seem to make a good viable survival for me at the moment. I'm going to just have to practice with it some more in a controlled environment and give it a shot. I mean, it's going beautifully. I see the fire, I see the flame, but it just didn't get me that fire, that heat that I needed to probably melt this. This is reliable. This is, a sure bet. This guy here, I just don't know. Ow, it's hot. It's hot. I just burned my finger. So, and I do see it's fire in there. No doubt. Just kick the fan up. There's fire. So, okay, this is melting. Actually, beyond the point of the ice, it's filling up. So this is melting pretty good. So, yeah, this is a viable option for thawing water in your car. Cutting the bottle in half and doing it that way. Snow's accumulating in my bowl. Unfortunately, I don't have enough time to fix something to eat, or I would. So, but yeah, it's not gonna happen. So, but let's try this. Let's try this. So at this point, I'll put this away instead of using up fuel for my canister. Let's just put this guy here. Now this doesn't fit exactly on it, so you have to kind of put it off to the side. You don't want to smother the flame, which is what it's doing right now. You'll overheat this and it'll shut down. So, but in any event, guys, there is water now. Let me show you that. From ice. You see that? Cheers. It's warm water for some reason, and I've got some particles in there, but hey. It's potable. It's definitely potable. All right. Well, guys, that's gonna do it for me. Remember to always be a master of your environment. Hope you enjoyed this.